Welcome everybody to our new guided tour to the show we have opened with JENS RISCH. It is his very first appearance within the context of the gallery. The show is entitled Knotted Time, and time is what this show, or more his work, is about. I'm surrounded by three objects you see in the vitrines around me. And each of these objects consists of 1 kilometer or 1,000 meter silk thread. And this silk thread got knotted until the very end, until it wasn't knottable anymore. If you try to imagine what this means, then try to see 1,000 meter of a thread ahead of you, starting to knot it. And then you can imagine that it will take a very, very long time to finally reach the state of the objects you see in the vitrines around me. Actually, this is approximately, depending to the individual piece, about 1.5 years, doing nothing else except knotting. So this work is extremely conceptual, it is extremely meditational, it does not allow interaction or talking to other people, it's pure concentration on what you want to achieve. And with this work, looking at it, you first don't know what you see, because you might think that you are seeing a crystal, or a coral could be, or something else you don't know how to specify. But when you look very, very closely to it, then you start to see the individual details, and then you get an idea of what you are looking at. Now we find ourselves in the second space of the gallery, the office space you already know from previous tours. In this space there is one of two bodies of work which accompany the core body of his work, the knotted timepieces we have seen in the take before. These are photos Jens takes himself from spots he is working at. And it starts with the one in the far hand right side of me, which is showing a location he was working at in Frankfurt 25 years ago. 15 years later, it continues with this photo here, and here we see a little peek of the artist, actually his legs, which are lying on a stool, at a location where he is working at. This is very rare, because usually Jens vanishes behind his work, like actually every conceptual artist tries to vanish. It continues on the other side with two photos here in the corner, both taken in Portugal. And then it continues with other photos in a timeline which reached already 2024 here, and continues all the way through to the right-hand side, ending with the wonderful photo on the far right-hand side, again from Portugal. Now we have reached the third space of the gallery, and here we find the second larger work group accompanying Jens' timepieces. These are notes on his working hours. They are arranged in individual frames, like the one you see over here. It contains 12 individual sheets, and each sheet represents 1 month, with all the working hours within the individual months. This continues all over the space here, and the presentation changes a bit later on, but it all shows the working hours, and you find like individual notes which are added. This means that these are not corrections, but these are edit notes while Jens was traveling, and so he fixed them to the individual months after returning home. Now we have reached the end of our tour in our final space, the backspace, with two other sculptures by Jens RISCH, which are produced from a different type of material. It is hemp. So we have hemp cord in this piece and hemp rope in this piece. And as you can see, the sizes are a lot bigger than the silk pieces you have seen in our first space. But on the other hand, the total length of the individual cord or rope is only 10% of the silk. But as the material is that more heavy and strong, they reach a completely different type of volume. So this gives you kind of the total aspect within Jens' work. If you have a chance to come by this upcoming weekend, on Saturday we have our big gallery walk here within our neighborhood, which is called Charlotten Walk. It starts at noon and lasts until 6 p.m. And then there will be a guided tour with Jens through his show on December 4th. And the very end of our show will be January 31st next year. Happy holidays to everybody, and hope to see you again next year. Bye-bye.